Welcome to the Audubon House. Today I'll be discussing the importance of native plants, how they benefit wildlife, and support our ecosystem. Native plants are plants that occur naturally in an area where you live. By choosing native plants to garden with, you can attract birds, butterflies, and other wildlife to your yard. Our bird and insect populations across the world rely on native plants for their survival. However, our precious bird and insect populations are in decline. Since 1970, 3 billion birds have disappeared from our skies here in North America. This decline is being fueled by habitat loss, insect decline, overuse of pesticides, and climate change, among other things. Native plants are critical to the survival of our bird and insect populations. By planting native plants, you are not only adding beauty and diversity to your landscape, but you are providing essential habitat for wildlife. Native plants provide food in the forms of nuts, seeds, nectar, and berries for birds and butterflies. Many bird species feed insects to their chicks to give them the needed protein to grow. A great example of this is the chickadee. To raise one nest of chickadee babies, their parents must find up to 9,000 caterpillars to feed them. These chickadee parents rely on native oak trees, which host over 550 caterpillar species to feed their young. Whereas non-native plants, such as the ginkgo tree, host just 5 caterpillar species. When you plant non-native species, it is similar to placing statues in your yard. They may be beautiful, but they don't give much back to the environment. Native plants are easier to take care of since they are adapted to the region's climate and soil types. Therefore, they will require less watering, less pest control, and limited maintenance. Some things to remember when creating your own native garden is to choose a variety of plant species. Diversity is key to providing habitat. You can think of your plant selection like eating a meal. You don't want to have too much of one thing, and keeping it balanced with shrubs, trees, and flowers will make it a healthier environment. Make sure you include various colors of flowers and plan to have at least 3 species in bloom each season. This will make sure there is food in every season for wildlife. If there is a specific type of butterfly or bird that you would like to attract, then research your plant types and choose ones that will attract that species. Remember to avoid or minimize the use of pesticides. Lastly, add in a water feature to provide even more benefits to wildlife. By growing a native plant garden, each patch of habitat you create becomes part of a collective effort to repair and sustain the living landscape for birds and other wildlife.